far? Well, just pressing either Q or Control C seem to be doing the trick. So let's try Q. Press Q, enter. Oh, it says error 37, no writes since last change. Add exclamation mark to override. Now, remember me saying that Vim is not user-friendly? Try reading this red message down below and try to figure out what it actually means. It says no write since last change. The sentence actually is referring to the fact that we have saved nothing and that we have changed the file to an extent and we haven't really saved those changes. So it is denying us, it is refusing to exit the program, because if it does, those changes will be lost. And it's also telling us that we can add an exclamation mark at the end in order to override this and to exit anyway. So let's actually try to do that before we do any saves. In general, in Linux and Unix-like systems, write usually means save in a lot of instances. Okay, let's go back. Just if you don't know how to exit this red error message, just press colon again. That's all you need to do. No big deal. Very well, let's press Q and then exclamation mark. Press enter. There you go. We have managed to successfully exit the program. However, if I go back into the file, you will see that the last line is gone, no longer there. Let's go back into the insert mode and conduct some changes. I am changing you. Excellent. Press escape to exit insert mode. Press colon to enter command to actually get the command prompt. And now we're gonna try typing in again Q. If we press OK, so this time we will do something different. This time instead of actually just overriding the error, we're gonna go ahead and do the right thing and save the file. So just type in W to write, and there we go. It says my sample text written. It is now in fact saved, and if I just press Q again, I have successfully exited the program once again. Let's go back in. You see, it has been saved. All the changes have been written. Now there is another thing that you can do here. You don't actually need to write W and then Q. Rather, instead, you will be able to write something of a kind like WQ, so write and then quit. Excellent, there we go. Let me just show you that this works. I need to go back into insert mode, enter. This works. Escape, colon, WQ, enter. Get back into the file. There you go. You see that it has indeed saved it. You don't need to do the commands individually. Rather, instead, you can just chain as many of them as you like in a stream, in a row, and it's gonna work. Also, you can do something like this, WQ exclamation mark. This is what people usually do, like WQ exclamation mark. This exclamation mark literally means do not ask me anything. I don't care. I don't want to know. Just do whatever I've told you and shut up. I suppose that's one way of looking at it, but not a very good idea. You want to get those error messages. They are there for a reason. Okay, so let's delete these two and let's see what we can do about copy, paste, and cut. If I just, there we go, just press escape to exit the command line. How would we, now, you know how in text editors thus far, if any of you have used Word or something equivalent, you know how you can actually cut a sentence or cut a letter or something of a kind, or cut a chunk of text from the file and then paste it elsewhere within the file? Well, here you can do the same thing, no worries, but it's not as simple because you don't have the mouse. I mean, you have to do it all with the keyboard. So how would you do this with the keyboard? Well, simple enough. Select the line that you would like to cut. Let's select the line. I do not know, the Red Riding Hood passed by. That is never good. I have no idea why I wrote that. The DD. There we go. I have deleted or cut the line, you just press the letter D as in donkey or destination or something like that. So just press letter D as in destination twice. So DD, and have your cursor on the line that you want to cut or delete. If I go down to the bottom, oops, I need to go back into insert mode. I can press P, and there you go. I have pasted the file. There is also another thing that you can do that you do not need to actually cut the line or anything like that. You can yank it. And yanking is basically copying. A bit of difference in terms, I suppose, but just press double Y. So Y as in you, year, or something of a kind. Just press Y twice quickly. I have copied it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and paste it. There we go. I have pasted it without copying it or deleting it or doing something of a kind. It's a literal copy. So DD can be used to either delete a line or to cut it. Once you press DD, it is stored in a buffer until something else happens. And this you should keep in mind, because if you want to cut two lines and paste them somewhere, if you cut one and then you cut the other, you're just going to have the other one in the buffer. You're not going to have the first one. That can be a bit problematic. Anyway, we've done cut, copy, and paste, but suppose you wanted to grab a couple of lines. Suppose you wanted to do more than one single line and you wanted to take it, copy it, cut it, paste them, whatever. Well, here's what you would do. You would place the cursor somewhere, type in, well, no, let's put it here. Let's say 3DD. What just happened? Can you see? Let me show you one more time. Paste. I have one. Follow the cursor. So 1, 2, 3. I have typed in the number 3. Here, let me just show you in the command line. I've typed in the number 3 and I've typed in DD, meaning I want you to cut 3 lines from the cursor downwards, including the line where the cursor is. Very simple. This can be used with yanking as well. So just type in 3 YY. You can put any number here. You can put 348. You can cut 348 lines from the cursor downwards, and you can yank them in order to copy them elsewhere. When pasting, you don't actually, when you want to paste them back, you don't actually need to specify any numbers. You can just type in letter P and the lines will be pasted. So to paste, it's P. To cut, it's DD. To copy, it's YY. Very simple 3 commands. The point of this tutorial was to teach you practically these 3 commands. You can type in numbers in front of YY and DD. So you can cut and copy as many lines as you would like, as long as you understand that all the lines that will be copied or deleted will be below your cursor. So all the lines below the cursor, including the line where the cursor is, will be affected by this. You do not need a colon and a command line here. You just type the commands dry, basically. So look, I am in the command mode now. I don't have the command prompt down there. I have pressed the escape to exit it. All I would need to do now is type in, I'm going to go ahead and press 2DD. There you go. The 2 lines have been cut. I'm now going to press P in order to paste them. There you go. They have been pasted. Simple as that. I know from time to time this can seem a bit dreary, and it can prove difficult to motivate yourself to learn VIM or Vim, as it is not, as you can see, it's not very user friendly and it has completely different terms. uh, write yank